Welcome back to Worldwide Boat. I'm Sana Vora, charter broker. I am about to step aboard 138 Richmond, Miss Stephanie. Come with me. Let's have a look and see what she has to offer.
I'm Mark Kirka. I'm the captain on board.
Okay.
This is the Miss Stephanie. We're a 138 Richmond, built in 2004. We are a 5-stateroom boat, tri-deck. We primarily stay in South Florida, the Bahamas, but we have experience in the Gulf of Mexico, all up and down the eastern seaboard of the United States.
Nice. Is that where the owner primarily uses the boat?
Primarily in the southeast.
Okay.
He loves the Bahamas. And,
who doesn't?
Yeah, and I spent most of my 35-year career in South Florida and the Bahamas.
And earlier you mentioned you've been with this owner for 20 years.
Just about 20, yeah.
That's a long time in captains' lives.
Yeah.
We don't see that kind of tenure.
Me, yeah.
We just don't see that kind of tenure in crew. So that's
There's
amazing.
A few of us old battle axes left. There are a few left. You don't get this license without putting some time in. Generally.
And have you assembled your crew over these years, or have anyone been with you for a long time?
Yeah, especially my chief stewardess. She's been with me for about 25 years because I married her.
Nice.
So that makes it easier. It keeps it very stable on the upper end of the boat.
Right.
The mate has been with me over a year. My engineer worked with me in a different context before, and he's been with me over a year and a couple years prior to that. The chef is his girlfriend, and they've been with me she's been with me for a year. One of my deckhands is my oldest son, and so he's been with me for 25, 26 years, going on 26 now.
That's great.
So the least period of time that anybody on my boat's been here is 3 months. Okay. And before that, the person they replaced was with me for almost 2.5 years. So
great. Great. What would you say, like, if you had to describe you and your crew, like, a word or two, are you guys more on the active side? Are you more family friendly? Are you more relaxed and casual? Or what's the vibe like on the boat?
I think we're a high end of service in a casual manner.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great way to say it.
Might best explain it. We're very relaxed as far as our demeanor. We are very adaptable to children or elders, depending on what the context of the charter might be, or my owner. My boss has 5 adult children and 9 grandchildren.
Oh, so, amazing! So you go well trained in that department.
So we get a good versatility of visitors to the boat.
Yeah, no, that's important in charter because a boat like this really can attract many different groups because she's perfect for many different groups. So having a crew that can entertain the different generations and still be able to pull it in when it comes to family time, that's awesome. So that's
great. Huge. It's huge. And I think the areas of this boat lend themselves to accommodating a large family with different interests. We can accommodate the water toys, the scuba diving, the snorkeling, the adventurous on the outside. But
I saw all the toys out there and had quite a selection.
Yeah, and provide also, a nice areas of solitude and comfort for the person who just wants to relax.
Yeah, I noticed that just even with your dining areas. You had multiple dining areas to offer, which was really nice because sometimes even though they come on as a family, they have every meal together, it is nice for the adults to break away one evening and the kids are set up and doing pizza night at one table, or the adults are enjoying a fine dining 5-course meal. So that is a really good feature of the boat. What's the one area of your yacht that you really see clients gravitate to? Like when like you've got a charter going on, my guests are going to be here if I go look for them.
And actually, it's kind of different with every group.
Is it? Okay.
Like my boss really enjoys to be on the top deck. The visibility that you have underway or at anchor, it just lends itself well. There's a large hard-top covered area so that you can be out of the sun but still get the ocean breezes and have a 360-degree view of everything going on around you, including your guests or your family enjoying the water sports immediately, right? In the area that you're in. You throw in a backdrop like the Bahamas, and it really adds
looks
to
perfect,
it,
right?
Waters are so beautiful there.
It really is. Others, do they tend to go to your Sky Lounge?
So my boss likes the Sky Lounge as well, and we find most of the charter guests will tend to congregate there in the evenings or the afternoons.
Well, you've got the perfect Sky Lounge with that bar and the seating area. It's just comfortable.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Yeah,
it's a
very
great
inviting.
spot to have a little charcuterie or any kind of canapé.
Yeah,
pre-meal.
as we were just enjoying some.
Exactly. And it also gives a great area for them to not feel like the crew are encroaching on them when they're trying to prepare for the meal.
Right.
So great spots to get away from the crew but still receive full service. And the crew has the ability to do their job to the utmost of their ability and not interfere with the guests.
No,
on
it's
board
awesome.
as
You've
well.
really helped me gain an insight into the program overall, because I mean, sometimes as brokers, we go through the boat and we see the boat, but 70% of the experience is you guys. It's the crew.
Yeah.
So thank you. Hi there. We are here on 138-foot Richmond Yacht, Miss Stephanie. She was also featured in Fool's Gold with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson. In the movie, however, she was called Precious Gems. She's quite the beauty. Let's go have a look. A wine closet here.
Yep.
And then upstairs you said you have
we
another wine closet?
Multiple wine storages throughout the boat. Both of them, all of the wine storage is dual temperature, so we could carry a variety of beverages depending on what the client is.
Do you keep
requiring.
like a storage of wine or a ship store so clients can choose from it, or?
Well, generally we'll send out a preference sheet in
Right.
anticipation of a charter's visit.
So it's usually just stocked with what they want.
Right, and
Okay.
we do have the owner's stock on board, which we're more than willing to
Sell.
adopt, sell or adapt to, to
Great.
cover for the client when the clients may or may not have specified a specific thing, or
That's always nice too, because sometimes on the preference sheet you'll see that they want something, but then one of the guests will randomly be like, "But
Sure.
you have this," and it's nice that you have
there's
the
always
option.
there's always an opportunity to adapt, whether that's requested or not. So
That's great.
running forward on the main deck is the master. The master features a full width layout, so you kind of have a his and hers set up as far
Very
as lounging in.
spacious.
Full entertainment in audio, video. The windows, especially at Anchorage, give you a great view.
I
You
can
wake up
imagine.
and see the sun shining
Yeah.
in your window, and not have to worry about somebody walking by.
Yeah, I love the colors. They're very like calming and neutral
Yeah.
and lovely.
The natural woods also add to it. They give you a good,
The warmth.
comfortable home, warm
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
Uh,
So this is hers.
Yeah, the hers features a jacuzzi bathtub, and then on the other side there's a full walk-in shower. So
Perfect.
you get the best of both worlds, so to speak, in one room.
Hi guys, I'm Morgan and I'm the Experience Curator here with Worldwide Boat. I am here to assist you guys with all things pre and post charter from the second you hop on your private jet and enter into your luxurious destination until the time that you return home.
So a total of 4 staterooms, 2 queens, aft, port and starboard, and then 2 twins.
Either of your
forward.
twins convert?
No,
They
so
don't.
They're
Okay.
both doubles.
Perfect. It really is the perfect layout for a family.
It's nice. And
You know,
it really
because
suits well for an
Yeah, yeah. And it's also because they're so close. Like I always feel like I've got 2 young kids of my own, and I think if I'm on a boat and I'm on the main deck and they're below, I'm going to be like freaking out if they've walked over at night. So it's nice that it's all very close, but still very spacious.
Yeah. And all 4 rooms have full heads within them. with full bathtubs, shower combo.
Oh, lovely. And very spacious.
Yeah.
That's great. And I see they've carried this neutral palette kind of all the way through with the little pops of color. Very homey.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Even your twin heads are quite large.
Yes.
With the same shower and tub combo. That's great.
So whether you're trying to accommodate children or adults, you still have a lot of the same amenities, and that carries over nicely from
that's
one
the
group
flexibility,
to the next.
which is nice. Because even the twin beds are nice and wide, where I feel like as an adult, you won't be uncomfortable sleeping on it. Because sometimes you get on the boats and the twin beds are so skinny that you're like, this has to be for kids. So this is a really nice.
And they are all the mattresses on board are the California length, so you get that additional 6 inches on.
Well, you can afford that with the amount of space each stateroom has.
And tall people.
And tall people, yeah.
Or 2 people end to end.
Yeah. So now I'm picking up on all these names that are on your staterooms. What's the story behind this, or
This is carried over from the previous owner.
Okay.
Apparently, he was a connoisseur of fine wines, and each of the names of the rooms represent a type of wine.
I noticed Merlot on the other side, so I was like,
Merlot.
I start to see this now. It's awesome.
Yeah. That was Syrah, I believe.
Very nice. Great. We're just aft of the Sky Lounge, and here's the main dining area. This is where I would choose to eat every meal because look at this panoramic view. Imagine being out in the blue oceans of the Bahamas. This would be the perfect place to enjoy some of the chef's creations. Let's go meet the chef. Well, I really enjoyed the bites you created upstairs.
Oh, thank you.
That chicken sandwich had a sauce on it that I want to
it's a little
drink.
Tomato bacon jam, I think.
Oh, that was so good. That was awesome. And then I ended up having your brownies, which were divine as well.
Thank you.
But what's your specialty? What do you like to cook?
I started cooking mainly farm to table, so I really enjoy kind of cooking on the healthier side.
Uh-huh.
But all my training was really primarily in like Asian cuisine. So
that sauce had a little bit of an Asian flair, actually.
So like a lot of that will have an influence to it.
Awesome. Are you okay with making a craft cheese and mac and cheese for kids?
Of course, yeah. And that's happened plenty of times. So
yeah, no, that's awesome.
Definitely.
That's
I'm
great.
not above it, but I'll also, if they're open, I'll throw a little twist on a homemade one.
Yeah, if they're open to it. Yeah, absolutely. How do you do with, gosh, in our world now, it's like gluten-free and vegan and so many different dietary requirements. Mm-hmm. Are you pretty versatile? Can you...
I would say
Captain's shaking his head and saying yes, so it looks like you've got that under.
Now almost all of our charters have some type of dietary restriction, and we also have had a lot of kids on board, so I've dealt with everything.
No peas and no broccoli and
yes, but also like no egg, no gluten, vegetarian, vegan, you name it. Okay. I also I was trained as like a kosher chef for a while, so I did that for over a year, so I know all about that as well.
What's the piece of equipment in your galley that you use the most?
I use the most?
Yeah.
Oh, probably my immersion blender.
No, this is great. It just gives me, again, an insight into your chef and kind of getting, because sometimes you try the food, but we don't get to meet you guys because you're always in this galley. So it's really nice. I've got a client in mind that I want to send your way, and they're foodies. And so it's nice to have been able to taste your food and be able to report that I actually am giving you firsthand experience, but this is what I enjoyed, so that's great. I like the way this flybridge is split up with a jacuzzi in the middle. It's got natural sunlight, a bar on this side, some sunning area on the other, as well as a dining. It's the perfect place for guests to hang out because there's a little bit for everybody to do. If the kids want to be in the jacuzzi, but the parents want to grab a drink, they could still communicate and interact, which is nice.